At the G. 23 goals, 11. Egan's got 3. 149 to Carlton, 79, 111. Time to head around the ground, boys, for the TAC. Drink drive, you're a bloody idiot. Give us a bit of a scene setter. Kim Hagdorn at the Derby in Perth.
It's the Derby here, Darren, and it's a magnificent day. You'd think it's finals, you'd think we're in September. Daniel Kerr hasn't taken his place in the West Coast team, and Matty Carr is running with Chris Judd. No score on the board, we're 1 minute in.
Dan Murphy stats, this is the highest aggregate score ever between these two sides, 260 points. Ever.
Good stat, Ash.
Thanks, bud.
Well done, champ.
Bounce in the middle. French got the tap to Kuda Fides. Handball was intercepted. He'll have another crack at it. Kuda gets it. The old ball on the one-hand trick. Love that. Got it to Carazzo. Carazzo for Carlton. A high ball inside 50. Whitnell's got a chance here. He's in front of Prestigiacomo, who puts a big fist on the Sharon. Front and centre was Carazzo once again. Carazzo chips to the hot spot. It was an ordinary kick. Courageous stuff from Dane Swan. In fact, Heath Shaw. Gutsy stuff. Took the mark, didn't know what was coming down on him. And it's just expected these days in AFL footy, but gee, it takes some courage. As Collingwood work the ball to the wing. No mark there to Rowe. Blues have the numbers. Chip kick to the corridor. It's marked by Lappin. Handballs in the middle to Heath Scotland.
Running through the middle of the G. Scotland thumps a right foot drop punt to half forward for Vola versus Clement. Neither took the mark. Simpson, who had a hot third term, takes a bounce. He runs backwards, in fact, then he swings back onto his left boot, sends it inside 50. Weight elevated, couldn't hold the mark. Back of the pack, Egan met solidly, got a handball to Holland. Holland to Loney, and the Pies again off half back. Dane Swan with the ball now. Drills a low pass to O'Brien out on centre wing, and the Pies can afford to just take their time. Southern stand side. Out wide to Rowe. Hasn't had a lot of game time this afternoon, Julian Rowe. Inboard to Guy Richards. The big ruckman's got it on centre wing for the Pies. They're going to win this game. The scoreline doesn't really do justice to the contest, in my opinion. 38 points in favour of the Pies. It's been closer than that. The Pies are going to win it. 16 and a half gone. They work it around a half forward. Lockyer. Right boot inside 50. Josh Fraser. Well done to young Bauer. He went back. He could have been crunched. Well done by the young man again. Sold the dummy. Got the hand pass to Kuda. Showed us something special there. The young man gets it to Thornton and out wide now to Simpson.
He's had a ripping day for Carlton. Simpson. Handballs to Scotland. Scotland now right foot kick towards Whitnell inside 50, but no go.
Gee, their forward entries in this last quarter have been horrible, Carlton.
Didak takes the mark on the wing. Members wing for Collingwood. 23 touches for Didak. And 2 goals. That's a fair result for a crumbing half forward. He kicks it back to Swan, who goes back to the wing position. On the members' side, it's marked by Egan. Simpson, 26 disposals. What are the leading stat getters, Ash Stewart?
For the Magpies, 29 to Swan, 27 to Licuria, 25 to Loney. For the Blues, 27 to Simpson, 25 to Kuda, 24 to Lappin in Scotland.
Loney for Collingwood, a left foot kick, loads up to Fraser in the goal square, couldn't take the mark. Bodies fly everywhere. O'Halpin, desperate. Handballs to Bauer. Bauer's in there, can't grab it. O'Halpin has another crack. Taps it out to Houlihan. Houlihan to Spawn. Carlton out of trouble here. Now Lappin. Twists, turns, U-turns. Now the right foot. Steadies, kicks a helicopter towards Favola. Clement backs himself, grabs it. Collides with Scotland, who put his body on the line again. Now picked up by Swan. Swan chips short to the southern stand half-back line. It's marked by Lockyer. So Lockyer for Collingwood has it. It's the Magpies 149, Carlton 111. Big 38-point lead to the Pies at the 18-minute mark final turn.
They have it at half forward. Isles 60 metres from goal. Sends it inside 50. Rocker pushed in the back. Umpire allowed it. Thornton takes the mark. Big Anthony wasn't impressed with the treatment. Thornton with a left footer out wide to Cade Simpson. How many did you say for Simpson, Ash, as he takes a bounce?
Number 28 coming up.
Takes 2 bounces in front of the members. He takes 3. Now he runs right, takes 4. Holland closes him down, runs to him now, chipping ball over the top to Scotland, who was knocked out in the second term, and Alan Didak in the book. To McGrath at half forward for Carlton. Left footer comes in long. Favola at the back. Coming forward, French. No mark paid. He's got a snap on goal from 25 metres and he misses. Carlton have had all the opportunity. The voice was cooked then. Jason had nothing left. 19 minutes gone. I think you might have been laughing at something else. I think a seagull might have been picking at something at the ground out there. 19 minutes gone, final term. Collingwood 149, Carlton 112.
Round the grounds, Kim Hagdorn in Perth.
Michael Johnson kicking for Fremantle's first legitimate shot at goal. West Coast have 1 point on the board. We're 6 minutes in, and Johnson kicking at goal has put it through, so Fremantle lead by 5 points. 1 goal straight, the Dockers. West Coast 1 behind.
I'll tell you right now, Q, we should never underestimate Danny for all his ability as an artist and to portray pictures of marine life creatures. He is quite extraordinary, this bloke.
Favola is off. Coming on is Fisher, as it's a Collingwood mark right on the 50-metre paint. And getting up very gingerly is Josh Fraser.
Even draws good nippers, Spud.
Brodie Holland coming off for Collingwood, so a bit of player management here. Maxwell coming on, and Josh Fraser will line up. 45-degree angle, kicks from about 52 metres in the end at the city end.
Just a reminder that I'll be doing the good video easy votes there, Q, and Spud's got the crabbages.
The crabbages.
Bit of artistry going on in the box at the moment. Josh Fraser kicks at goal and misses to the right and scores a point. Magpies 23-12, 150. Carlton 7-10, 112. 38 points in favour of the Pies. Earlier today, the Power upset the Crows by 14 points. And it's the Dockers 6 leading the Eagles 1 early over at Subiaco.
Jordan Bannister's done it again. He took too many bounces, then he had his kick smothered trying to run off half-back. He's had a horror afternoon as Jordan. Handball now comes out to Scotland. He gives it in turn to Carazzo. Back to Hula. And still some pitches come from the back row. Spud's entertaining us in the dying stages of this game. Oh, McGrath. Tackle, dispossessed, free kick. Johnson evades the tackler cleverly. Feeds it. No, he was going to feed the handball. Licuria ignored him. Goes to Didak. Didak flips it over to Licuria. Licuria is going to kick from 40. No. Handball back to Didak. Didak off one snap. Snaps towards goal. And Josh Fraser takes the mark. Handballs to Burns. Good night, Carlton. Collingwood. 24 goals, 12, 156. Carlton 17-10, 112. We've played 21 and a half minutes. Collingwood's highest score of the year. It's been a great game. The score doesn't really reflect the game. The margin now 44 points in favour of the Magpies.
Well, Alan Didak, you either love him or hate him. But he is an excellent player. His assists, his ability to find traffic, find space in traffic is sensational. He finishes it off. He is a very, very good player.
Dan Murphy says Bannister's had more running bounces than kicks. 4 running bounces to 2 kicks.
And every one of them's been a Freddie Kruger. The Pies have kicked 4 in the final term. The Blues haven't kicked a goal. 22 and a half minutes gone. The sting's gone out of the game. It's been one of the best we've witnessed on a Sunday afternoon. In fact, one of the best we've witnessed all year. Look on at a forlorn-looking Carlton coaching box. Should be proud of some of their young players out there today. The Pies, a top 4 side up against the side that'll win the Wooden Spoon this year, Carlton. They've put in a good performance, Spud. As I said, 44 points doesn't really reflect the contest.
Correct way, Chuck. And also Paul Bauer, first game. I think he's done enough to show he's going to be a very good player for Carlton, Chuck.
Blues cough it up on centre wing. Sputter. Johnson picks it up. Pies are running over them now. This could take it to 50. Licuria drills towards Fraser. Ball bounces off his arm. DeLuca took it. Rocket too high. Surely over DeLuca. Umpire let them go at centre-half forward, and eventually he will have to bounce the ball as the security guards, the men in red, start to line the boundary line here at the MCG. 112 plays 156. 44 points in favour of the Pies. We've still got a minute and a half left, Coop.
A couple of ejections in the Collingwood cheer squad too. I saw one man dressed up as a hangman. That's just been, I'm serious, just been ejected. That's fair income. He had a hangman's outfit on, the big black hood and the black cape. He's been kicked out. Wonder why. As Carlton take the ball out of defence. Handball to the members' wing. Lappin gives it off to Simpson, who has been their best. Simpson, nowhere to go, forced to double back. Handball's back to Lappin. He'll give it by hand to Carazzo. Being corralled by Didak. Carazzo short and finds Walker. Walker to half forward. Mark taken by McGrath. Punt road end. Blues have it. McGrath kicks a long ball, looks for Whitnell against Prestigiacomo. And Big Presti nudges Whitnell underneath the ball and takes an excellent mark.
He rarely gets beaten, does he, Presti? Especially in a 50-50. Fantastic, very important player for the Pies, Prestigiacomo. Kicks it to the wing. Rowe and Swan combined. Then Licuri on the end of a hand pass to Egan. Egan 65 from goal for the Pies. What's happened? Spud had his kick smothered.
Fraser was loose and he just didn't see him.
Took too long. Spawn intercepted for Carlton.
Reece Shaw looks like he might be just cramping coming off. Hopefully nothing worse than that.
Through centre wing, Scotland ends up with it at half forward now for the Blues. No one to go to. Scotland's forced to chip out wide to Walker, who's tried very hard for Carlton this afternoon. Siren sounds. Collingwood win it by 44 points. One of the best games of football you'll ever want to see. It was fantastic in the end. Collingwood 24-12, 156. Carlton 17-10, 112. Pies fans, enjoy your song.
One of the best games of the year at the MCG this afternoon. It had absolutely everything. Fisticuffs, reports, blood, guts, goals,
Marks.
you name it. It was a classical game of Australian rules football. And it was a big win by Collingwood in the end. 24 goals, 12, 156 to 17, 10, 112. I'm just having got my glasses on Alan Didak to see he and Heath Scotland come together and shake hands. This is one of the great things about Australian rules football. You can be at war for 2 hours, but at the end of the game you forget what has gone on and shake each other's hands. So just having a look here. There it is.
There they are.
Scotland and Didak. Pats on back, rubs on head. Good stuff, good sportsmanship from both men. Particularly Heath Scotland, who had his head knocked off by Alan Didak and was reported. But I guess that'll have its sequel at the tribunal and all will be sorted out there.
The Blues didn't kick a goal in the last quarter.
Collingwood kicked 4 goals to the Blues 0 in the last quarter. So 24-12, 156 to 17-10, 112. 44-point winners, the Pies, for Collingwood. 6 goals to Rocker, 3 goals to Egan, 2 goals each to Rusling, Didak, Holland, Burns and Johnson, and singles to Loney, Lucuria, Reece Shaw, Maxwell and Heath Shaw. While for Carlton, 3 goals each to Favola and Betts, 2 goals apiece to Whitnell, DeLuca and Waite, and 1 each to Simpson, French, Bauer, Spawn and Koutafidis. Carlton led by 14 points at quarter time. Collingwood by 16 at half time, by 21 at three-quarter time. The final margin 44 points. As Lance Whitnell has been chaired off the ground in game number 200. And let's not forget Alan Didak. Game number 100 today. What an eventful day it was for Alan Didak. One of the best players on the ground in the end. Kicked 2 goals and has been reported for knocking out a former teammate at Heath Scotland. Round the grounds, thanks to the TAC Drink Drive Bloody Idiot, Kim Hagdorn over in the west.
Quarters, Chris Judd has just done what he does best. He burst a pack and then ran into an open goal to kick West Coast second. Fremantle have 3 goals straight, 18 Fremantle. West Coast 2-1-13. That's 5 points to margin, 14 minutes gone first quarter.
And how's the game developing, Ken? Has it been all nice and clean? No fisticuffs or anything?
No, there's been none of that so far, Quarters. I think initially there's been quite a bit of changes to the matchups. The move of Michael Johnson into the forward line seemed to catch West Coast out a little bit. David Wipunda didn't have a matchup, so he's come off the ground. And there's been quite a few changes forward for West Coast as well. Embley starting in a forward pocket seemed to catch Fremantle out a little bit. But other than that, there's been nothing. Dodd was taken off a big, heavy clash. Big Dean Cox started in a forward pocket in an aerial contest. He took Dodd out, Stephen Dodd, but he's back up and running around the boundary now after being KO'd early. But there's been no fisticuffs.
Good on you, mate. Kim Hagdorn over there in the west. Collingwood are in fifth position on the ladder. Ash Stewart. Yep. No, they've gone up. Yeah, no, they're 6th still. 6th.
That's right, Quarters. The live ladder as we speak is West Coast on top on 64, Adelaide second on 60, Freo currently third. That's on the live ladder.
Oh, I see. They've got on the live ladder with a Freo win. Yep.
And Melbourne fourth, Sydney, Collingwood, St Kilda and the Bulldogs round off the 8th.
That's assuming that Fremantle beat West Coast. Right. Otherwise, the Magpies just snapping at the top 4. as we go down to the Collingwood rooms, and we'll just take in the nat sound of what's going on down there as the players come into the rooms. You'll hear all the cheering and the good on you fellas as they make their way into the circle to sing the song. Let's go down for some natural sound in the Collingwood rooms. So that's it. Come at a price today for the Paizo. Travis Cloak went off early in the game with what appears to be a reasonably serious shoulder injury. Alan Didak reported. Most of the other injuries, well, whilst looked serious at the time, seemed to be okay. So they're the two main casualties from the game. Let's go down to Fiona Darmody now with Anthony Rocker, who played a pivotal role today, back in form with 6 goals.
He certainly didn't, Anthony. If that's not rivalry at its best, I mean, what is it? It just must have been amazing. What was it like to be out there? It's just so intense.
Yeah, it was. We didn't start too well, and we let them get some early goals there. But that second quarter, some of the boys just took a stand, and we just needed to be really physical and really hard. So I believe we caused that, and I believe our hardness beat them in the end.
Well done, Pebbles. 6 goals. First time you've kicked 50 goals in a season. No Tarrant, no Buckley. Someone had to stand up, and it was yourself. So must be a good feeling not only to have a win, but play well yourself.
Yeah, definitely, mate. My form hasn't been well for the past, probably a month or so. And, I've just got back to working pretty hard and, just focusing what I have to do and pretty much just relax. I've been really focusing too hard on, what I've got to do. But today I just took a backward step and just relaxed a bit, and that showed with my kicking in the end.
It's quite amazing, Anthony, the way things turned around. Carlton looked to be in control in the first half, and then after the incident where Didak cleaned up Heath Scotland, they just went a little bit too far, trying to get physical, trying to play catch-up in that regard, and you guys just focused on the footy a little better.
Yeah, definitely. I believe we played the hardness game better than what they did. I think they, probably tried to target a couple of players in the end, and that's probably where we got them. I believe that we're the best. We're one of the best, hardest teams going around physically at the body. So yeah, that just proved in the end.
As an extension of that, Anthony, Darren Berry, well played, mate. Mick Malthouse at half-time, we were speculating up here because there was a lot of fire in that second quarter. What was Mick's message at half-time? Was it to cool down and just reassess?
I can't even remember back now. Look, he didn't say much. He was just get our game plan right, and towards the end of that second quarter, just by our hardness and our physicality at the ball was why we got back in the contest. And if we kept that up, we just run away with the game.
We'll talk about your game plan, Anthony. You kicked 6, but you had 12 different goal kickers, 24 goals. That's got to be pleasing going into the finals.
Yeah, it is pretty handy, mate. As long as our midfielders are kicking goals as well, it's a bonus. The one that Johnson and Loney kicked on the boundary were pretty special in the end.
There's plenty of special goals. It was one of the great games of the year, Anthony. Well played, and you're nicely positioned now. Yeah,
we are, mate. We probably got to hope that a couple of teams lose for us to make a top 4, but we're going to be trying our best to make that happen.
Well, Adelaide got beaten today. Not that that matters too much to you, but Adelaide got beaten by Port Adelaide, and it's pretty tight early in the game at West Coast. And Freo, so good luck. See you in the finals.
Stop.
Anthony Rocker down there with 6 goals, and he is back in form at the right time of the season.
That'd be as pleasing as anything for Collingwood supporters, for Collingwood, the coaching staff and the club, just to see Anthony Rocker marking it and kicking it straight. They'd go, whoo.
Around the grounds for the TAC. Drink, drive, bloody idiot. And, of course, if you're drinking, don't get in shouts, Danny Frawley.
Oh. That's
very dangerous to get in shouts.
Mix your drinks with alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, Q.
When was the last time you did that? When was the last time you drank something non-alcoholic on your own?
Jim Hagdorn at Subiaco Oval.
West Coast have kicked 3 straight. Judd, Cousins and Staker, and they now lead by 8 points after Fremantle started pretty well. West Coast 4-2-26. Fremantle 3 straight 18. We're 21 minutes into the first term.